This is Matt Duffield with mattduffieldtrading.com, and today I want to take a in-depth look at a couple of hot penny stocks from Friday's session. And before I do get started, I want to remind you this video is for educational purposes only. You do need to make your own trading decision, as I'm not a registered investment advisor. So we're going to look at RPRX, AVXL, MCUR, and OHRP. There are a lot of hot plays right now. Like a month ago, maybe we had one or two a day, and all of a sudden lately there's about five, sometimes five, six, seven in a given day. So you have to really know what to focus on and figure out what's important. So starting off with RPRX, this was a big runner on Friday's shortened session, and as you can see, had this huge spike up from the $1.80 range up to just over 260 for the high, and then some consolidation. And then in the final 30 minutes of trading, it looked like it wanted to break out. It had some consolidation near the day's highs, but it was unable to actually move above that early morning high of 260. So what I'm looking at is for a breakout above 260 right away Monday morning. You could call this a bull flag pattern. And if it truly is a bull flag, you'd be looking at a price target of $3.20 per share. I'm thinking this easily moves to 280 to $3 in the morning on on Monday. They do have some pending FDA news that I heard about that might come out pre-market. If it does, you might see this thing blow up, to the $4 or $5 level. Who knows? So hopefully that will be a midday announcement or even after hours, because I think this is a great candidate for an early morning run. And if it gets that news in the morning, and if it's positive news, that can make things tricky, because looking at the daily chart, going back 5 months here, this has essentially no resistance until the mid $4 level, and could even go as high as $7 for major resistance. So, like I said, I'm hoping the FDA announcement doesn't come pre-market, because this will probably open around 4, maybe even 450. It would be awesome if this opens somewhere near 250, 260, and maybe there's like a midday halt, and then you get the news. So anyway, either way, news or not, I'm looking for at least $3 on this on Monday morning. So that's going to be one of my first plays. Let's take a quick look at AVXL. This has been on my radar for months now, as a lot of traders are watching this one, but it tends to fall off the radar of the bigger traders and gets lost with some of these other low float runners. I'm still looking at this as kind of like a lopsided inverse head and shoulders pattern on the 60-minute chart. So as you can see, it got some strength on Friday. It moved from the mid fives and closed at $6, but it's really going to gain some traction above 640, 650. I think if it breaks above that level, you're looking at $8 or $9 a share pretty quickly. And as you can see, there's some decent resistance here around 9 to 950. So that's also going to be a play I'm watching. I really don't care anymore about whether this is a crap stock or whether it's being pumped or not. I mean, the technicals always prevail. So another one of my favorites is MCUR. Let's take a look at that guy. All right, so on Friday, it did get this big run up. It had closed at $1.94. It ran all the way up to 280. And I was playing this. I made some decent trades on it. I like to play this in sympathy with KBIO. So KBIO was up, 50% pre-market, and this only opened up, what is that, 15%? So I had a sneaking suspicion this was going to run up to at least 260. I traded in and out. I didn't hold the whole way, but I made some nice profits on it. And then it died off the rest of the day. But going forward, that's what we're most concerned with. You got to like this daily chart. You get this initial run up, followed by healthy consolidation. It looked like the stock was dead when it hit the $1.60s. on November 24th, but then it rebounded on the 25th and it continues higher as of Friday. So look at the close. It closed at 244. That is into this gap territory here. So it's above 205. So I'm really looking for this to rally up to the $3 level. I don't know where it goes from there. Might even shoot as high as 360. But I do think this has a lot more upside. So that's a pretty safe play. Your downside is fairly limited. So moving on, OHRP. This was hot on Thursday's session and it died off on Friday, which is just fine because I mean it had a huge run. It ran from $4 all the way to $5, and then on Friday's session sold off down to the 440 range. The promising thing here is this fell off a lot of traders' radars on Friday. I was watching it. I noticed that the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level was at 439. So that's retracing this huge $4 to $5 move. So as you can see, it found support right in that 439 range. And additionally, you got to go back quite a long ways, not quite 12 months, but let's do 9 months. The 430, here it is, 434 was the high back in July. So as of Friday's close at 443, it's still holding that breakout above this high. And you have nothing but air all the way up to $8.50 per share. That's a huge gap to fill. I'm not saying it will in one day or if it even will, but it can definitely move to the upside fairly easily. Now, this does have a bigger float and a bigger market cap than some of the other plays we're looking at, so it doesn't move quite as quickly. But here's a good comparison. Look what happened here on July 13th. Huge run up, healthy retracement on the next day, and then another blast higher. Here we have a huge run up, healthy retracement, and I think Monday's session could be the move higher. You might be looking at $5 to $5.50 a share. So this is one of my favorite plays going into Monday because it has great risk to reward. Like I said, 439 is the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. So if you can get an entry anywhere near this level, you buy it and just hold for the big rally. If it doesn't rally, you take your loss just below 439 a share, and that's a small loss to take. So anyone who's scared of playing the big runners like KBIO and say RPRX and other hot plays like that, this is a safe play, even though it has had this big run. It's a very hot market right now, guys. This is coming into the holiday season. I had an excellent day trading week last week for a 3.5 days session. I mean, how do you say that? There were only 3.5 days, trading days last week, and I had one of my best trading weeks ever. So I'm very excited going into this week. So many hot plays. I'm just hoping they don't all play out at once because you got to be careful. As for me, I try to play one at a time to stay focused on just one play. So as long as they're not moving at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity for Monday's session. And, I hope this video helps you guys with a little more insight into how to trade these things because it can become like gambling if you're playing KBIO and not looking for technical setups and just assuming it's going to keep going higher just based on things such as short covering and hype. You got to always keep your emotions in check and always only trade good technical setups. And I think these 4 penny stock plays are great for Monday's session. So good luck